Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? I'm just unhitching this one out here, the magnetite trailer. I'm leaving it not very far away from the dealership. I've decided not to move the tier 3 stuff at the moment, all of the big wash plant and that, just yet, because there is a test that I want to run on it first, and a couple of people have suggested that I should at least run this test, but from what I've heard, we didn't have a bug going on with our save the other day. Is actually, it now takes a lot more work to fill them up. A few people have said that actually the wheel loader currently has a bug where you don't get as much gold from the wheel loader as you do from the excavator, but other people have said that's not actually the case, and it takes a lot longer to fill the mats and the buckets on the wash plant. So I'm not quite sure which one is which, and before I move the wash plant, I'm going to put everything back in, and I'm going to do 2 buckets with the big excavator, and I'm going to do 2 bucketfuls with the wheel loader. And we'll run a comparison. We'll sort of see if there's any difference between the two, because if it's the wheel loader that's causing it, then there should be a noticeable difference just from 2 bucketfuls. Because the 2 bucketfuls from the big excavator and the wheel loader, the buckets are roughly the same size. Not exactly, but they're close enough that I'm happy that this would be a reasonable comparison. So I'm going to meet you back at the Rivertown... It is Rivertown. Yes, the Rivertown claim. I will meet you back there, and we can run this quick comparison, because I've got the mats and the grills for the tier 3, for the wash plant and everything, still in pickup here, so we'll be able to use that. Then, if that doesn't work, we can then see about maybe we'll either move everything back to Old Arnold, or we can go back to Old Arnold, do a little bit of work. But we could just reset. Someone else pointed out, you don't need to move it into storage. You could just try resetting the wash plant and everything with it on the map on that claim, and then just put them back into position. That might do the same. So that's another option that would save us a bit of money. Now, one thing I did want to point out before I forget, whenever I load up the game, it instantly takes out a payment for my loan. I instantly lose $5,000 off of the total. So sometimes when it's pretty low, it's instantly all my workers resign and everything. Once you've loaded, you'll see that it's taken that away. Immediately go load game. Don't exit or anything. Just load game and reload the save that you're on, and you'll reload with the correct amount of money. I don't know why it's doing it, but it's a very simple fix. So that's all you need to do, is just reload, and you'll have the correct amount of money instead of losing one more payment. So I'm just going to go in here, and I'm going to get the plant set up again with the grills and all the pipes and leads and everything all set up, and then we can run our quick comparison. Something else that I was advised to do, and I've decided to follow it through, is get everybody working for me that I possibly can, because they do actually, every single one of them, regardless of percentage, actually earns more gold than... They earn more value of gold than what you pay out for them. So I'm getting everybody here, and I'm getting them all assigned. I just want to double check. So we don't have anybody in Rivertown on any kind of pumps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this guy here to Rivertown, and I'm going to put him on Hogpan no pump, assign. And then this guy over here, who is at 57%, that's 60, 60, 54... 53. So I'm going to take that guy there off of that one. I'm actually going to put him onto the Hogpan pump. Assign. And he's on no pump. And then this guy here, he's going to go on the... Was it the small excavator I had him on? Small excavator's already used. So we'll put this guy here on the big excavator at Rivertown. Front end... Oh no, it's got to be the front end loader. So we assign that one. So he's there assigned on that one. Now, I don't think that I can actually assign any of these guys to Rivertown, but I can assign all of them to Hogpan Pump or No Pump, all at Old Arnold. So I'm going to hire all of them. I'm going to hire the whole lot, regardless of cost, and then I'm going to go to them in here, and we're going to assign each and every one of them. There is nothing to assign them to in Rivertown anymore. There's nothing, no options. So if I go to the Old Arnold parcel, I got Hogpan Pump and Hogpan No Pump. So I'm going to assign them all to the Hogpan Pump in Old Arnold, because, quite frankly, that's where we're going to get our money. And as a lot of people have pointed out, if you assign them to the hog pan pump, they're not actually just using the hog pan pump, are they? Oh, that's hog pan no pump now, so we can assign that one on there. They're not actually doing that. What they're doing is they're all with a shovel. They've all got a shovel. I can't actually assign more than 2 to the one with the pump, so I assign all of these to the one with no pump. They're there with a shovel and they're working through and they're using the pans. Actually, I can't take any more. That's it. I've reached my full capacity. So we've got one at 31 and one at 34. Guy's at 36, 40, 40. He's at 30. It's close enough. There's like a couple of percentages in it. We can now wait for anybody above 50%, and we can start bringing those in to assign, because there's literally nothing else that we can assign. There's a few of them on the hog pan pump and no pump. So if I unassign those and then cancel, shut down, we've now got, look at the rate that the gold is coming in. That is fantastic. I mean, yes, the money is trickling down quite a bit faster, but that gold is pouring in. So our next task in the morning is we're going to go and test that out. So let me just go and sleep. Dawn, yes, I'm sure. Right, somebody wants to work for you. I'm going to go and check that one a minute, and then it should be a little bit more light available so that we can check. I'll also get the excavator down so that that is ready for our little test run that we're going to try. I have the excavator over and ready. The shaker is all ready and running, and when I went up to the workers, there was a new guy there waiting at 50%, so I swapped him over with one of the ones that was at 30%, and look at the rate that our gold is going up now. That is absolutely fantastic. So we'll probably have enough money for today and tonight's loan payment, but I don't think we'll have enough to get us through all of the day tomorrow, which is fine, actually, because we've got this going now. Now, in order to be able to do this as fairly as possible, I need to basically try to get roughly the same kind of dirt. So people are saying now that dirt is it's affected now by where you dig it out. If you dig up the lighter stuff, it has different amounts of gold to darker stuff. I'm not quite sure how it works, but it does apparently make a difference. So I'm going to get 2 full buckets on this one, and let me just turn around so that I can see what I'm doing. And we're going to tip these 2 buckets in here. Then we will see what percentages they all have come to, so on all the mats and on the buckets as well. And then we'll do 2 with the excavator as well. Now, some people are saying that this loader is the loader itself is bugged, so you get a lot less gold if you use the loader. And other people are saying that the loader is not bugged. There is nothing actually wrong with the loader. It's you've got to reset the T3 stuff. You've got to, all of the sluices and everything, they've got to be moved. I haven't seen anybody try just resetting it on the claim and then putting it all back in together, but a lot of people have said that it did actually work for them. It went back to how it was supposed to be when they moved it to storage and then they moved it back onto the claim. So I'm just going to try moving it from one claim to another. I'm assuming that is going to be roughly the same result, and we'll see if that works. But yeah, it's, if both of these give us the same result, then we'll know at least that it is not the loader. Several people saying that the mats take a lot longer to fill up now, and once you get all the mats filled to 100%, you're getting like 40, 50, up to 80 ounces of gold from one washout. Now, that would indicate that you do need to do a lot of work. You need to shift a lot of dirt in order to be able to wash out that much gold from just one wash session. So, is this going to work? It is going into the thingy here. I haven't lined it up exactly beautifully, but it's close enough, I think. That's everything tipped out. So I'll just move this one back out the way, and then we can take a look and see what we got, roughly. Stop you there. A few people have said that I should go back to Old Arnold anyway, and I should really focus my digging and everything on there, because it's a lot closer to town. There's not a big difference between the two. It's just, it's easier to get stuff as and when we need it. Right, this one we have got 1% on one mat and 1% in one bucket. That was from the wheel loader. We'll just wait a second or two just in case there's any more going to come through, but I don't think so. I think it does process it fairly quickly. You get a little bit that comes out here. Some people have said, I don't know whether it would work here, but I will try putting a bucket down there. Some people are saying that you might be able to get magnetite out of it. Whether that's going to work or not, I don't really know. But that water turned orange, red. It's got red in it. So whether that's going to do anything or not, I'm not sure. Move it back a little bit. Give us the best opportunity. So we'll try that one there. We've also got to try leaving a bucket underneath the output on the mobile wash plant. We should be able to get a load of magnetite from that as well. So those, we've done 2 bucketfuls, and we got a 1% on the first mat, and we got 1% in one of those buckets. Next test is the excavator here. Now, it's a big excavator. The bucket, I think, is roughly the same size. I mean, maybe we need to do 3 buckets on here. I don't really know. I haven't filled up the big the rock truck. That's what they're calling it, the rock truck. I haven't filled that one up at all, the big dump truck. So I don't really know if that's going to affect it or not in any way. So let's just take a scoop here. Roughly the same sort of dirt that we used with the wheel loader. Grab that one like that, and now I've got to drive it. This is the bit that's going to take a while. We've got to get it all the way up over there. Come round, and what's going on now? Oh, I'm getting a little bit stuck on there, but it's not too bad. I know that some people have said that you get like this is really, really weak, and it takes ages to you can't get over like the little lumps, and I have experienced that a bit. But since I sort of got used to driving the wheel loader, I've not really had any issues with that one. And well, same with this one, to be honest. You know, once I'd sort of gotten used to it, it made a big difference. So let's put this first bucketful in, and then I will go and scoop up another one so that we can bring that one over as well, and tip that in. So I just want to tip that right there like that. That's pretty much spot on, I think. And I wonder, I shouldn't have to actually drive very far. Take the handbrake off. Just move down, straight down like that. Handbrake on. And then I can do another scoop. I'll just grab that little bit there, that lump that's sticking up. I've seen some videos of people using the bulldozer. It looks fan-schmabulous. It looks absolutely fantastic. You can really... they must have like done some tweaks or something, because people were saying that it wasn't performing very well. But the videos that I've seen of the bulldozer working, it looks amazing. It looks absolutely fantastic. Does a proper flat road right the way through. So I'm quite looking forward to getting hold of the bulldozer so that we can like put either a flat road right through this one, and then we can start loading up the dump truck. We can start loading that up from the end of the far end of the wash claim. The wash claim? Far end of the claim. And we just bring that one back in a little bit, I think. There. Okay, that's 2 bucketfuls in there. Let's go and see how that has panned out. It's still shaking it through. But yeah, if we had the bulldozer, we could like level it off so it's absolutely dead flat all the way back down to there. Or on the old Arnold one, right the way to the back. And then we start digging from the back and moving up this way. So we did 2 buckets on there. What do we got? Everything at 1%, and the 2 buckets there on 1%. So I think it's kind of about the same. Because, I mean, you could say that each of them was like half full, and we've done 2 buckets. Let me do 1 more bucketful on here and see if that affects it. Because if it does, then it's a fair indication that it is actually the wheel loader, and that is the one that is causing the problem. But at the same time, we're still not quite certain. So I'm going to grab 1 more bucketful and just kind of give that another run through. If the numbers don't rise up at all just from this 1 bucketful, we can be fairly certain that there isn't much of a difference between them, and it might just be some people's saves are giving issues with the wheel loader and some people's aren't. And I mean, I don't really know. A lot of people are saying now that they would like to see me cheat a bit of gold in just so that we can speed this up, because otherwise I'm going to be here forever trying to get this through. I feel that we've almost reached a point in our save now where we're not going to want daily videos anymore. I'll probably run daily videos for another week, maybe a bit more than that. I'm not quite sure yet, but we're sort of fast approaching the point where daily videos are just not going to be entertaining enough for everybody, because there's no longer enough to do. I mean, I spend an entire episode digging. I could do that like 3 or 4 times, and we are approaching the end of what we can do with the content available at the moment, and those have all gone up to 2%. I did 3 buckets. So, the excavator does look like it's putting in a bit more. I mean, I'm still only 1%. Well, it's 2% on all the mats with 3 bucketfuls. But, I mean, if that one sat still and it's using the dump truck, and then that one's coming up and tipping up over here, that's going to be a lot faster. That is going to be a significant difference. Right. I'm going to head back over to Old Arnold, and we're going to do a bit more over there today. I'm going to try putting a couple of buckets underneath where the tailings come out on those wash plants there, and see what sort of difference that makes to the overall performance. I am also going to reset this. I'm going to turn that one off a minute, and I'm going to go and turn this other one off as well. I'm not going to worry about taking those gold mats out. I'm going to leave them right there. I am going to unplug everything, and I'm going to reset all of the tier 3 stuff just because of like the glitchy bugs with that. I mean, someone else said that they had an issue with the trommel, just the trommel. So whether that's that one alone is like a known problem, or if there's something else as well, I'm not quite sure. But if we unplug everything, I can reset all of these items over there, and then we'll just rebuild it here rather than anywhere else. I need to take off that one, and these buckets and everything with 1%, I'll put them down here, and we can put them back in later on, but we don't really need to worry about them too much. And I'll also unload all of this. So let me just take all of these bits out, and then we can reset it all. I'm just going to stack this lot, I think, over there, out the way. I don't want to lose the grills, that's the only thing. I'm putting it out, I'm putting it over there out the way so that when we come to rebuild it, we don't have to move it a second time. It should be enough out of the way of the excavator, because we've got to lift everything back in. So if these are all over here, they're not going to be causing us problems. There's the last wash mat. Put that one up there, or moss. Last of the miners' mosses there. So we've got the grills and the mosses there out the way, and all of those are now unplugged and out the way as well. So in theory, we should be able to just reset everything on the map. I think we can. I mean, I don't actually know, to be honest. Big trailer, no. Okay, I thought that we could reset it. Can we do this from in here, or do we need to... Maybe we are actually going to have to pay for it to be transported and then transported back. So if we're going to have to do that, if there's no way to actually reset the stuff here on the map, just to the same claim that we're in, then we'll transport everything to Old Arnold and leave it there. So I want to Rivertown here, front end loader. Yeah, I don't think there is any way to... It doesn't look like you can reset the stuff. If I cancel and shut down out of that, I am trying my hardest to see if I can find any way to do this. Let's zoom in. Is there anything that I can do? So if I reset those two, it just moves them. We've got the big trailer and we've got the pickup here, and then I'm up in the tent. No, it's absolute. There's nothing showing up on there. It doesn't show up on here either. You've got magnetite trailer, mobile wash plant. The magnetite trailer for us is in there. And drilling machine, bulldozer. So drilling machine is going to be coming soon. It's even got a icon on the map here, so you get an idea of things that are coming. Dump truck, that's all back here at the machine park at the moment. Nothing else that we can do. Right, unfortunately, we do have to move it to another location. We can't do that today because we don't have the cash for it. So, in that case... I'm going to load these up, and then I will meet you back at Old Arnold. Look at the gold coming in. We're at 5.2 ounces already, and I know that it is costing us. It's costing us quite a bit for these workers, but at the same time, I think it's definitely going to be worth it. So if I get this loaded up, I can then head back. I need to go and get the magnetite trailer. We can hopefully maybe even sell some of this gold that we've got to help pay the bills as well. Okay, you know what? I've decided that today I'm going to have a little bit of an exploration of the map. We haven't really done very much of that, so I thought I'd, just take the opportunity to have a drive up the road. And I was looking at the map, and I see there's a road that goes through here. It goes all the way along Crystal Lake there, and it comes up to here, carries on up. I thought, yeah, why not? We'll do that. Maybe we're not going to. There's a big pile of logs in the way. that are blocking the road. So we're not going to be going that way. I want to take a look at the other claim. Some interesting stuff going on there with the logs. Anyway, I want to take a look at the other claim. So we are going to have a bit of exploration today, just to sort of see what is around, and then by the end of the day we should have loads of gold piled up. I mean, at the moment we've got 6 ounces. The money is ticking down. We've spent 2 grand on that 6 ounces, but I think that's definitely worth it. It's definitely going to pay for itself, because 1 ounce is $1,200. And if I think we've gotten like 4 ounces, maybe 5, and it's cost us just over 2 grand. So yeah, we're definitely doubling our money on that. All we got to do is just keep running back to town in order to process it. So 6 ounces at the moment. That's going to allow us roughly $7,500, that's pretty good. That's a loan repayment, and it's going to pay for the workers' wages as well. So we're slowly making headway on this. Now, a lot of people have said they would like me to do a one-time only gold cheat. Just type in gold once, and I think that gives you 50 ounces or something like that. Just do it once, and then take it from there. So I might do that. I don't know at the moment. I'm sort of leaning heavily towards doing that, because we've got the bank loan for another 40 days. We still got to pay that one off, and I'd like to get the rock truck. But I now think that maybe we could put that. Actually, no. We're gonna stick with Old Arnold for our actual work. We'll stick to Old Arnold because of the sheer amount of time that it takes to drive in and out. If you're playing this on your own, you can like kick back. You can have several hours to just sort of have a session. Driving in and out from town is nowhere near as bad, right? It's nice. It's pleasant. It's something interesting to go and do. However, if you don't have like loads of time to be able to sit and play, unfortunately, because I have to do a load of other videos as well, I don't have time to sort of sit back and do several hours of gameplay all rolled into one. I do an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and that's all I got time for. I don't really have time to do any more than that. I certainly can't do an hour and a half for every single episode. I've kind of got to compress what I do into a shorter space of time, and it does limit me a little bit on what I'm able to get out of the game, and it is unfortunate. I do notice with recording videos for any game that I definitely play the games a little bit differently for a video than I do for just normal gameplay. There's always going to be a difference. It's going to affect how you do things and how it all sort of works out. Now then, what's going on here? I see. So the road's closed up that way, but I think we can go through this way. This is where the next claim is. I'll show you on the map. You go through here and it goes up that way. And then I think, we've got to turn left there, and we go all the way along this road, and then past Port Ripley, and past the Bear Paw Lake, and all the way into Pine Valley. Nighthawk Parcel up there is not available yet, and I don't know if we can actually go up there. We'll take a look. We're going to go and take a look at Pine Valley first, and see what's up there, and then we're going to go back around and see what else we can find. Things are not looking good in there. That excavator looks antique, to say the least. Very, very antique. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Right. Let's carry on up through here. I'm guessing that's like an oil pipe, oil or gas. Might even just be a water pipeline. Could be anything. I mean, I know that Alaska does have a lot of mineral extraction in all kinds of places. There's all sorts. And I said that, I thought it'd be nice if the map was a bit more populated with like things on the map, different locations and stuff. And I had several people sort of pointing out that, well, actually, this is a lot more similar to what Alaska is actually like. This is Alaska. It's big, it's open, it's many times the size of the UK, and it has less than 1 million people living there. The UK is, obviously, considerably smaller, because this one's many times bigger, but the UK's got like 65 million people. And I don't know, is it 65? Maybe 63, I don't know. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. Alaska, I'm pretty sure they said it's less than 1 million people live in Alaska, and it's absolutely enormous. It's a huge, great big country. And so having to travel long distances between different things is very realistic, and to the point where it would be unusual that you wouldn't have to travel long distances between points of interest. It's just masses and masses of nothingness, really. It's like this. It's just wilderness. There's nothing there. Well, I say nothing. If you're a wilderness fanatic, if you're really into camping and spending a lot of time out in the wild, then this has probably got everything you could ever hope for. But for like points of interest, once you've seen one area, the other areas are like kind of similar as you travel through it. That's kind of what I'm saying before I really upset anybody and start treading on people's toes. So yes, I mean, like, you've got these little towns and the built-up areas that are like points of interest to look at. But I was kind of thinking, oh, I see, the other claim is not yet open, so eventually they would clear the trees off the road there, and so you'd be able to go to the other claim. So we can't get to that one at the moment. Like these towns here, maybe there would be a store or something added into the towns, or just, you know, something to do, go in and take a look, something like that. That could be interesting. What is that? Is that a dredge, or is that like a submarine, or what? No, that's a helicopter. Isn't it? I'm sure of it. Is that a helicopter or not? I think it is. I think it's a helicopter in the lake. Okay, well, I didn't expect to see that. If that's not a helicopter, then please tell me what it is, but it kind of looks like a helicopter to me. It probably isn't, to be fair. I'm very, very good at getting things very, very, very wrong, and many of you have noticed this and take great delight in pointing out the hideous mistakes that I make. Oh, I see. So because we haven't actually bought the claim yet, or even rented it, we can't go in. No entry. For sale or rent. Can we get round? Let me in. I want in. And nope, it's just a wall. I can't even... How do I know what it is that's in there? How do I know if I want to buy this if I can't see in there? I love that. I love the look of that. That great big open hill on the side there. Is that caribou or something on the side? Reindeer. I don't think you have reindeer in Alaska, do you? You have caribou in Alaska. Is that right? I think that's right. Okay, I actually like the look of this claim. I really do. It's a shame that we can't get in there. I think we can rent it. It is a very, very long way to travel. Is it just me, or does something look a little bit off here, ladies and gentlemen? Does something seem not quite right? Okay, that's absolutely brilliant. That is absolutely fantastic. That doesn't seem exactly how it's supposed to be. I'm pretty sure that that's not supposed to have happened. I'm 90% certain that I'm supposed to still see a truck. I can hear it. I can hear it running. I don't see anything. It's just brilliant. I love bugs like this. It's absolutely awesome. I can't press the map. Oh, yes, I can press the map. Right. I can see the pickup there. So I'm going to reset that one and see what happens to it. Where's it going to go? That has reset to... Oh, it's there. Right, so that's reset into town. I'm up here. It's left all my stuff. That's disappointing because there's actually a bit of gold in these. You know what? I don't actually want these items badly enough to want to drive all the way back out here and get them. I'd rather just buy some new mats and grills because they're dirt cheap. So we'll worry about that later on. That was absolutely brilliant. I'm so pleased that happened. Right, let's go you and reset me as well. Back. Now where am I? Right, there we go. And there's my pickup truck in town, still running. It seems okay. Let's jump in and see if it does anything. It's fine. No problems at all. It's absolutely fine. You wouldn't think there was anything wrong with it. Right, I will go to the blacksmith a minute. And, yeah, I'm not going all the way back out to that other claim. That is miles out, that one was. Woo, slow down. So let's just spin round here. Put the handbrake on a second. And we'll go and smelt our gold. We've got 8.1 ounces from all of our workers. They've been doing really, really well. I'm really pleased with those workers. And we're going to go to 8.2. Let's just wait. We can see it through. 8.2 isn't going to take very long. There we go. And 8.2. Right. 8.2 ounces is going to give us... it says 8.2. There's 0.75 loss, which would be 7.5 ounces in total for the actual gold bar. So what does it say on there? 7.4, so it does actually work. Okay, let's dump that one down there. We don't actually need to take it with us. We can run over to the bank. I'll get over there a minute. Made it all the way over to the bank. Long distances you got to travel. And let me just see. So you got Rivertown is owned. This one here, 91,000 to buy, or we could rent it. And rent is, provision of rent, 0.35. I don't actually know what that is, whether that's something you pay out at midnight, or if it's something to do with the gold that you get, something like that. I'm not quite sure. The moment gold is $1,216 per ounce. $9,000 for that. Actually, that's pretty good. 9,000 means that we are, I think, covering our loan and the cost of the workers. Just. It's covering all of the loan and the cost of the workers as well. So we're kind of self-sufficient on gold with the workers like that. So all we need to do is... Well, we'll get our stuff back to the claim. We're going to go and get this magnetite trailer, and we're going to get that one hitched up. We'll get back to the claim. Now, the mats and stuff, they're out by the other claim. I'm not worried about them. I'll just buy some new ones later on. I don't really care about the... I'm not driving all the way back out there for those. It's just absolutely not worth it. Even though we still had some gold, we had a little bit of gold in those. I just don't think it's worth the effort. I will meet you in tomorrow's episode out at the Old Arnold claim. And we're going to do a little bit more with the tier 2 plant, because what I want to do is try this thing with putting buckets underneath it so that we get more magnetite coming out. And so we'll do that in tomorrow's episode. Then I am going to cheat a little bit of gold in, I think. I'm going to do it once. It's a one-off gold cheat so that we have enough to be able to move all of the wash plant, all the tier 3 stuff over to Old Arnold. We'll move everything back to there, and we can buy the new stuff as well. We want to buy the conveyor belts, and we want to buy the rock truck, and we're going to buy the bulldozer as well. And then we've got several episodes worth that we can sort of set that up, and we can play around with it, and we can see what it's got to offer, because I think it's going to be really good fun to be able to do at least one full mat rinse. So we get all the 6 mats to 100% plus the buckets underneath, and then we can rinse them all out and get a whole load of gold out of them. And it'd be interesting to see just how much we can get from that. But anyway, that's all to come. We're still going to be doing daily episodes for a little while yet. We've still got enough content that we can keep doing that. But eventually we will be cutting back to 2 or 3 episodes a week. I don't know how much yet. I've got to find something else to play instead of this, because I still want to maintain 3 episodes a day of something. So, yeah, that would be a great idea, actually. While we're sort of running down our last week or 2 of episodes of this every single day, if I do go to 3 days a week on this, what else do you want to see me play? I want suggestions for games in the comment section today. What would you like me to play on this channel? Would you like me to play more of something else? Would you like me to start playing a new game? I know that Factorio and Banished do seem to be reasonably popular. Would you like to see an episode of each of those each week? Do you want to see more Factorio? Any other games suggestions? And if you see a game suggested that you really like the look of, make sure you give it a like so I can see just how popular different games might be. But anyway, that is all I got time for. So if you enjoyed the episode, please head down below and give me a like. And if you really enjoyed it, please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And I got a feeling I already said that, but if I've said it twice, then I do apologise. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.